Hello, and welcome to another edition of Sissy Chef. I am your hostess, Nicole Midnight, and today, all of you sissies and subs out there will be learning how to make mashed potatoes for your goddesses, mistresses, and masters.
First, you're going to want to take about 5 to 6 red potatoes. And we're going to slice these into quarters. I like mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are just delightfully easy and really difficult to mess up. You just take your potatoes, you take some butter, you take your boiling water, and then you just throw the potatoes in, and then you wait. Now that the potatoes are all ready and sliced, I'm going to throw them into the boiling water. You want to make sure your water level's just enough to cover up your potatoes. Otherwise, it'll take way too long to boil. Over time, about 30 minutes or so, we're going to come back to them and we'll be ready to mash them. Now, while our potatoes are currently cooking, we're going to get a good start on our gravy. First, we're going to dice up our peppers. So I'm going to take my little dicer and start throwing the peppers into it. Just so they're all nice and tiny. So we're going to put them in sideways like this. This is going to be so tasty when it's done. Some people like to pull the seeds out, but I like to leave them in. They add a little bit of extra flavor to it. Now that the pepper's sliced, we're going to get a nice little bit of yellow onion. Cut it. Cut off the ends. Cut it in half. And just peel off that paper. Because we don't want that paper. That paper is just going to ruin everything. Now, I'm going to take the dicer and do this the quick and easy way. I mean, you could mince these all by hand if you really wanted to. But it's a lot quicker this way. And there we have it. We have all of our veggies diced. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a splash of red wine and just throw that into our pot. Then we're going to take our veggies and just add those in. Just adding all these veggies. And actually, I think we're going to want to turn up the heat just a bit here. We're going to stir these vegetables around until almost all of that wine has been cooked off and soaked into the peppers and the onions. Wow, those onions are really strong. The onions, they're making me cry. when the wine starts to bubble up through the vegetables like this, This is about the time when you want to start adding in a little bit of water. Just a nice little bit of water there. And then we're going to want to add in a couple of teaspoons of garlic. Sorry. And then we add in, sorry, my bad, a couple of tablespoons of garlic, I should say. And then you're going to want to take some vegetable stock or vegetable base. And just take a good dollop of that, mix that in. That's really going to help with the flavor. I really cannot wait until this is ready. Now you're going to put that on low heat until your potatoes are done. And when those are done, we'll come back to this. Well, it took a little while, but we now have the potatoes ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons worth of butter, and I'm going to drop that right in there. Get that started melting. And then I'm going to take my masher, which you can use a fork for, I guess, or a spoon, and just start pressing down on these potatoes until they're all nice. Just keep pressing down on these potatoes until they're all nice and mashed. The butter's going to melt in, and then we're going to start stirring our potatoes. Interesting thing is, I've learned recently, is wooden spoons are not just for spanking subs. You can use them for cooking. I did not realize that. This is getting all nice and smooth now. Nice and smooth. Just keep mixing it up. If you don't like potato skins, you can peel them, but honestly, they've never bothered me. Now it's time to revisit the gravy. There's many ways you can thicken a gravy. You can use flour, you can use cornstarch, but a little trick I like to use is I take some of the mashed potatoes that I just made and I put those right into it. This way you don't have to make a roux using flour, and that'll thicken this right up. If it's not thick enough immediately, you can add just like another little scoop of potatoes. And stir those right in. Now look at that. That is just perfect. That is just sticking it up really good. I like a nice thick gravy. You now have mashed potatoes and gravy. Here we've scooped our potatoes into a bowl and added some of our gravy right on top. And now it's ready to eat. That is so tasty. I love it.
thank you for joining me for another edition of Sissy Chef. If there's anything you'd like me to make, please just let me know in the comments. Or you can let me know on Twitter at NicoleMidnight. And I really hope you enjoy them, and I'm going to be making more.